Ms. Austriaco is a recent graduate of Loyola University with an undergraduate degree in marketing, and following in her mother's footsteps, she is a first-year law student at Chicago Kent College of Law. Thank you, Danielle. Our color guard tonight, NC1 is Nicole Grieve, RP1 Sunny Young, RP3 Dasheva Francois, STG1 Linda Beck. These are recruits from the Great Lakes Naval Station, the Navy's only boot camp in the country. Service to our country. And assisting our color guard tonight are the Boy Scouts from the Midwest, Ishmaeli Scout Troop number 4786. Thank you all for your participation.
It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you for coming out to the 36th Annual Lunar New Year Gala. I'm Eric Hong, reporter for ABC 7 Eyewitness News. It is my honor and pleasure to serve as a co-host to this vibrant annual event, alongside a couple of my other ABC 7 colleagues, Ravi Vaishwal and Keiko Giran, who are in the 5 o'clock news today, stuck in traffic. You know what that's all like out there with the rain coming down, and it was quite the busy news day today. But we've also got Billy Deck here joining us. Always wonderful to see Billy, as well as the very talented Mark Rita, who will be serving as host this evening. But thank you so much for coming out this evening. This event, this annual event, as I said, it's just a wondrous occasion, marvelous every year. But for me, it's more than just a celebration. I see this not just as an opportunity on an annual basis to get together and to catch up with old friends and have a wonderful meal and share your faces. This for me is also, this annual event, kind of a milestone, an opportunity for our community to take stock in where we are, where we've been, where we are, and where we're headed, to look ahead, to renew our commitment to progress, to remind ourselves that the work does continue to refresh our sense of solidarity as a community. So I thank you so much for being here this evening. This is a marvelous evening, so thank you so much. It is my distinct honor and pleasure right now to introduce to you this year's President of the Asian American Coalition of Chicago, Ms. Lourdes Mon. Ms. Mon is a retired elementary school principal within the Archdiocese of Chicago. and now has more time to volunteer on medical missions, feed my children, or raising funds for the Street Children's Mission. Ladies and gentlemen, Lourdes' mom.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone. That's better. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Asian American Coalition of Chicago, I welcome all of you to the 36th Annual New Gala. It is the year of the pig, the 12th sign in the zodiac. If you are the pig, you are independent, sincere, loyal, decisive, and are not afraid of difficulties in life. You also enjoy harmonies with those around you. Speaking of harmonious relationships, strange as it may seem, we are proud to say that the members of the coalition have gotten along famously for 36 years. Yes, that's an accomplishment. We have shown hospitality, tolerance, and willingness to accept our cultural differences. One thing for sure, we all love to have a good time and celebrate like tonight. However, beyond that, we have accomplished significant endeavors, including political empowerment and trailblazing, which we most remember of the late Judge Sandra Otaka. Governor Jim Thompson created the first Asian American Advisory Council, which was a model replicated by other government officials locally and nationwide. On the other hand, the late Ping Tom was very much respected among government officials in his time and has accomplished innumerable projects in Chinatown and all of Chicago. And we are reaping the fruits of their pioneering efforts. As the Filipino-American community hosts this gala, we are fortunate to have a beautiful and intelligent lawyer, Aurora Austriaco, to be the executive chair. She did such an exemplary job of chairing the 2010, so we asked her to do it a second time. She works all our volunteers to the bone, but she works twice as hard. We thank all our committee of volunteers who are all professionally successful in their respective careers, some of whom are executives in their companies. We indeed have a very impressive team that put together this event tonight. In closing, Happy New Year to all, and enjoy the evening.
Look what the cat. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm Robbie Bateswell from Channel 7, Eric Hong's colleague as well. And make no mistake, the rain is coming down. The traffic has been heavy. You all battled all through it. And look who just showed up as well.
Speaking of traffic, magandang gabi, everybody.
Never run to an open mic, they say.
About 20 minutes and 3 YouTube videos.
Nice work on the YouTube videos. Okay, so where should we go from here? Want to do this part right here? We'll do this. Okay, let's introduce you to the AACC board, and we'll just ping pong all these names. And let's start with the representatives from the Chinese community, C.W. Chen and Shaw.
From the Indian community, Prem Lalvani and Rajinder Mago.
From the Indonesian community, Martino.
From the Japanese community, Karen Kanemoto and Megan Nakano.
From the Korean community, Paul Park and Kay Rowe.
From the Pakistani community, Rashid Chowdhury and Sadurin Nurani.
Nurani's here, it's going to be a party, make no mistake. Representing the Thai community tonight, Nanta Burana Kanchana and James Limson.
From the Vietnamese community, Tran Bu Khan and Doug Wynn.
And our hosting community, Lourdes Mon and Aurora Austriaco? Did I say that right? Austriaco! Maraming salamat!
I think it's time for a group photo, right? Group photo up here? Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 36th Asian American Coalition Lunar New Year Dinner. Thank you. The Filipino community is proud to be the host community for the gala, and I am honored to serve as chair. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here this evening. It's really gorgeous to see all of you all decked up, so gorgeous, and I wish we could do this every night, right? But I would like to especially thank many of the people in this room who actually made this grand event it is. First of all, the Asian Coalition Board, who you just met, but particularly I'd like to thank Lourdes Mon, President of the Board, for always being there for me. I also want to thank the planning committee members and the committee chairs, particularly Winnie Cantares and Jasmine Hernandez, Bernard Bardelat and May Espina, Dennis Montero, Erwin Cruz and George Pineda, Chris Hernandez, Vishnu Mahant, and again Lourdes Mon, Lucky Siap and Mega Hamal, Sadruddin Nurani, Robert, and Sham Mahan. All stand up. Planning committee members and committee chair, please stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you so much. Now, everyone in this room is a VIP, but I would like to give special thanks to a few VIPs who really made an effort to be here for me and for the Asian community. First and foremost, I want to thank my husband, Dr. Jerome Austriaco. He actually just flew in from New Jersey a couple hours ago, so I'm glad you're here. And our daughters, Danielle and Isabel Austriaco, for their love, support, and understanding, and really the time that it takes to put a grand event like this is massive, but well worth it. I also want to thank my father-in-law, Dr. Joe Austriaco, and my sister, Chick Duffy, who are also here tonight. Thank you to my dear friends and honored guests who came to support the community. My dear friend, Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky and her husband, Bob Kramer. My dear friend, Congresswoman Robin Kelly and her husband, Dr. Nate. My dear friend, State Senator Laura Murphy and her husband, Mike Checkett. And I don't see Secretary Jesse White, but I'm sure he'll be showing up. DePaul University President Dr. Gabriel Esteban and Jojo Esteban, Philippine Consul General Gina Hamoralin and Consul Hanair, State Treasurer Michael Freericks, Colonel James and Karen Durant, my two fabulous law partners, Susan Valentine and Lydia, Michelle, Joe Howard, and Chris Frumpkin, District 207 Superintendent Ken Wallace, and DePaul University Law School Dean Jan Rosado. Special thanks to Jeffrey Otaka for being here as we honor your mom's legacy, and also to Daryl Tom. I would also like to do a shout out for my good friends from the Federation of Philippine American Chambers of Commerce. I know you guys are out there who came here from all over the country to host their leadership conference in Chicago in conjunction with the gala to support the Filipino community in Chicago. Thank you, Marie Cunning and Ryan Schumacher. A shout out to my good friend George Moy and the Asian American Executive Network for single-handedly putting together probably the most number of tables at this event. Congratulations to all the awardees, but particularly to ABC 7, the Sandra Otaka Grand Asian Awardee, and Tina Chan, the Ping Tam Awardee. As 2019 rolls in and works its way into the new decade, 2020, we'll look back to the last decade to see the accomplishments that the Filipino American community and the Asian community as a whole have accomplished. Since 2010 alone, we have seen an incredible surge in the number of Asian American judges elected and appointed to the bench. We have seen the numbers double from 7 to 15 in state court. In 2010, or since 2010, 3 new Article 3 Asian judges were appointed by President Obama. They are Judge Edmund Chang, Judge John Lee, Judge Manu Shah, and Judge Young Kim was appointed as a magistrate. We are very proud of our judges and their accomplishments, and we're very excited with the increased number. But we don't rest there. We want to make sure that we have a lot more judges in the future, both in state and federal courts. Not only have we made great strides in the legal arena and in the judiciary, but we have also made great progress in the political landscape and the not-for-profit world. The last 9 years have seen many firsts. We elected our very first Asian U.S. Senator, with Senator Tammy Duckworth, who unfortunately could not be here tonight. We elected our very first state representative, Teresa Ma. We elected our very first state senator, Ram Villavalam. We elected our first countywide public official, Water Reclamation Commissioner, Justina Morita, and elected our first Chicago alderman. 2019 is indeed a very special year, as we had a record number of Asian Americans elected officials. In addition to the ones mentioned above, State Representative Jennifer Gong Gershowitz was elected, and Holly Kim was elected Lake County Treasurer. In the not-for-profit world, we have our dear friend Dennis Mandero running one of the largest social service agencies, CMAA. And just recently, we found out that the newly appointed head of the Illinois Department of Human Services under Governor Pritzker's administration will be no other than our good friend Grace Howe. There's no doubt that 2019 is an important year. It is a crucial year, since it is the year that Census Year 2020. It is a time to make sure that the Asian American community gets involved in the census count. The Asian American community has always been considered the fastest growing community. And we want to make sure that every Asian is counted. Why do we care about the census? As my good friend Tuat Lay said, what if I told you that one event impacts $800 billion? Now, $800 billion in government funding each year. Well, that's exactly what is at stake in the upcoming 2020 census. It's taken every 10 years, and the next census day is April 1, 2010, just over a year from now. The census is what tells us that Asian Americans are the fastest growing group in the United States. It will tell us if Illinois loses a congressional seat for the next 10 years. Asian Americans are historically undercounted, so we should do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen. So Census 2020, please watch out for it, get involved, make sure you count, fill out the census, and if you want to get involved, make sure you talk to all the organizations who are doing that. Again, welcome to tonight's festivities as we honor our guests and awardees and celebrate the Lunar New Year. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming and enjoy the night. Somebody
somebody has to hold it. It's like the Oscars, right? Well, Happy New Year, everyone. I have to say, and Daryl, I want to acknowledge, it is tremendously needed. Out an office, without an elected position, really led our community, did the tremendous things in Chinatown that you see, and really made the stamp and paved the way for so many of us who are now leaders in the Asian community, in the broader political community, and it really started with Ping Tom. And I have to say, it's a straight line from Ping Tom to me being in the White House in an administration where I'm proud to say we revitalized the President's Commission on Asian American and Pacific Islanders. Billy Deck was a member and a commissioner there. We had a period of time, we had 3 cabinet officials who were Asian American. We had senior officials with me in the White House writing the health care bill, leading all the way, our cabinet secretary, Chris Liu, who were Asian Americans, all appointed by a president of the United States who I like to say spent more time in an Asian country than me. So there is a straight line from Ping Tom's leadership to the presidency of Barack Obama. And I want to acknowledge that tonight. And finally, I cannot be in an event like this tonight without remembering my parents, Peter and Lily Chen. It was 70 years ago, exactly, that they came as 2 young 20-something China in 1949 to come to a country that they didn't know anyone. They were trying to make their way, settled in Ohio, led to having 2 daughters, and they could not have known that in one generation, their daughter would go back to China on a blue and white plane with the words United States of America emblazoned on the side, standing next to the First Lady of the United States. That vision of my parents to come here, that miracle of what can only happen in this country, is something I need to acknowledge tonight as well in accepting this award. So thank you. I'm deeply humbled and honored, and actually I'm also so grateful to be part of this wonderful, wonderful Chicago Asian American community. Thank you all.
Tina, thank you and congratulations. At this time, we want to remind you to stop by the Country Financial table for a chance to win that Apple Watch. The raffle closes at 7:30. Get that watch. We also want to tell you that Country Financial is also looking for candidates to join their workforce. If you're interested, please see them at table 16. At this time, we want to direct your attention to the TV screen.
It's also an honor to let you know that this year's recipient of the Sandra Otaka Award is ABC7 Chicago. ABC7 is the most watched channel, committed to providing the best local news coverage online and on air. It's their strong community connection that sets them apart and makes them the #1 station in the city year after year. The only local television station in the market to broadcast several of the city's community parades. 7 also regularly showcases our vibrant and diverse communities with local specials like Asian Influences. ABC7 airs the Chicago Proud series, which gives voice to everyday heroes whose positive stories inspire us all. Representing the Otaka family is Sandra's son, Jeffrey.
And accepting on behalf of ABC7 Chicago is our very own Deanna Palomar. She's our yes, let's hear it for Deanna. She's a vice president of community affairs for us. She is responsible really for the station's outreach to all the communities, to know the players, to ensure everybody is included, and we call that community engagement. I call it Deanna's magic. It's incredible. Her support of all the communities throughout the year, represented in the viewership of ABC7 right through the Chicagoland area. And you know, it's not just us. She serves the community in so many other ways. Multiple institutions, including the National Museum of Mexican Art, Metropolitan Family Services, the YWCA of Metropolitan Association of Hispanic Journalists, Latinas en Acción, the United Way of Metropolitan Chicago, and the Jade Circle of the Chinese American Service League. Also, whenever we have a parade, ABC7 float, decked out appropriately, with all of us on it, it's all because of Deanna. So please welcome Deanna Palomar.
Gosh, that award is absolutely beautiful. And Robbie, thank you. He's one of my fans. I love him. And all my fans. Thank you so much to the Board of Directors of the Asian American Coalition of Chicago and the committee who was behind this beautiful event tonight. We're so excited. On behalf of all of us at ABC7 Chicago, including our President and General Manager, John Eigler, who could not be here this evening. His wife, Martha, some of you may know her. She was actually co-chairing her own event this evening, and so it would have been a little bit of a sticky situation for him to leave and come back. So unfortunately, he could not be here, but he was very disappointed to be missing the fun, and he's here in spirit, and I am thrilled to be here on behalf of the station. We are humbled and honored to be this year's recipient of the Sandra Otaka Grand Asian Award. Incredible integrity and humanity, and someone who embodied justice in word and in deed. As a television station, our number brings the news of the day, and we work to do that with incredible integrity and humanity. And another responsibility that we have that we absolutely love is being a part of the community, your community, representing the people that we serve. And we do that in any number of ways. So whether it's someone that you see who looks like you when you turn on our television, on the news, and you see somebody reporting from the street or behind the anchor desk, or you see us at events that you support because you know they're important, or maybe you've come to our annual event for Asia Pacific American Heritage Month, where we've gotten a lot of our great stories and we've met incredible people. Or maybe we just have a relationship. All of those things help to feed and fuel the stories that we're able to tell. And so we are honored to be able to do that every single day, to be in your homes. I'd like to say a special thank you to Robbie for being here this evening to present the award, and Sandra Otaka's son, and to Kate and for Eric to being a part of this program, and some of my co-workers and friends who are at our table to be here to support us. Thank you so very much, and we pledge to continue our commitment to serve you in a way that earns your continued respect, your support, your loyalty, and your friendship. Thank you.
Deanna, thanks so much. And I know that I speak for Eric and Kate, letting you know how much we appreciate what you do and keeping us focused on what we are trying to do, which is this strange thing called television news. So Deanna Palomar, thanks very much. Now, we have a treat for you just before we get to dinner, but sit back and get ready to be rocked, because we've got high school students here to do the Kapit Bayan. I believe that's what it is. They've been performing this since 2013. As a group, they love to perform these kinds of cultural dances every year to showcase the exquisite customs of the Filipino culture. So tonight, the performance is the Fadyaw dance. It's the story of two Muslim sultans vying for the hand of a Muslim princess. And so what they do is they're engaging their tribes, there's fighting among the men, there's competition among the women. Sounds like what's going on in the news, but in the end, the worthy sultan wins the heart of the princess. Please welcome Kapit Bayan.
District. Thank you so much. Salamat. Happy New Year. Thank you.
My pleasure now to representing the 9th Congressional District, Representative Jan Schakowsky.
So I'm going to be talking to you a little bit later. I just want to say what a joy it is to be here. My husband and I always enjoy coming to this wonderful, wonderful event. You've done a great job. Thank you so much. Talk to you in a bit.
We'll hear more from the Congresswoman during her keynote address later this evening. We'd also like to acknowledge another representative from our state, the Honorable Jesse White, the Secretary of State.
Also want to acknowledge Comptroller Susana Mendoza. And right now we've got Illinois State Treasurer Michael Frericks to say a few words.
Good evening. My name is Mike Frericks. I love this time of year. From my time living in Taiwan, experiencing Taiwanese, to the wonderful receptions I received when I visited Japan, Korea, China, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. If I didn't list your country, I'm looking forward to visiting soon. We can talk afterwards. I wish you much prosperity in this coming year. If you don't have some coming to you, I encourage you to go to illinoistreasurer.gov and click on iCash and see if we have money that belongs to you. We'd love to make the Year of the Pig prosperous for you all. Thank you.
We had to bring it back down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to bring up to the stage Cook County President Tony Preckwinkle. Ladies and gentlemen.
Madam President.
Good evening. My name is Tony Preckwinkle, and I am President of the Cook County Board of Commissioners and a candidate for Mayor of the City of Chicago. And I'd like to congratulate all of you on the contributions that your various ethnic communities have made to our city and to our county and to our country. I want to wish you all a Happy New Year, and I want to congratulate my friend Tina Chen on her award tonight. Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to bring a few more people on the stage. Also here tonight, the following state senators: Senator Omar Aquino from the 2nd District, and representing the 6th District and President of the Senate, Senator John Cullerton. From the 8th District, Senator Lam. And Senator Laura Murphy from the 28th District and Maine Township Regular Democratic Organization Committeeman.
From the Illinois House, representing the 2nd District, Representative Teresa Ma. From the 17th District, Representative Jennifer Gong Gershowitz. From the 44th District, Representative Fred Crespo. From the 49th, Karina Villa.
We also have with us other elected officials. Ms. Josina Morita, Metropolitan Water Reclamation Commissioner.
Metropolitan Water Reclamation Commissioner Mariana Spiropoulos.
County Clerk Karen Yarborough. Did I get that right?
Yes.
There? Oh, thank you. Represented by her General Counsel, Sisvon Baker.
47th Ward Alderman from Chicago, Amaya Pawar.
Morton Grove Village Trustee, Mr. Ed Ramos.
Morton Grove Library Board Member Eric Monzon.
Palatine Township Committeeman, Mr. Matt Flam. We're going to call them the Fabulous Five. Aren't you intrigued, everybody? Let's call them forward. Ladies and gentlemen, State Senator Ram. We're going to have him step up here for you guys. State Representative Teresa Ma, State Representative Jennifer Gong Gershowitz, 47th Ward Alderman Amaya Pawar, Metropolitan Water Reclamation Commissioner Josina Morita, and Chair of the newly formed Asian American Leaders Caucus that brings together Asian American elected officials from state, county, and local government.
I think we're going to hear from Josina Morita.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Josina Morita. I'm Commissioner at the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. Thank you to Aurora, to Asian American Coalition of Chicago, and to all of you for your continued support of the Asian American community and to us as Asian American elected officials. I know many of you thought never in your lifetime would you see Asian Americans elected to a major political office. You can admit it. How many of you never thought it was going to happen? Well, we are here, and we are many. We are excited to have Asian Americans for the first time at every level of government, from U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth to board and trustees at local government across the city, across the county, representing Asian Americans. And tonight, we are so excited to be announcing the formation of the Joint Asian American Leaders Caucus, bringing together elected officials from state and local government. And I'm pleased to announce our founding members. Tonight, we have our first Asian American in the General Assembly, Representative Teresa Ma. Our first Asian American in the General Assembly representing suburban Cook County, Jennifer Gong Gershowitz. Our first Asian American State Senator and first South Asian in the General Assembly, Ram Villavalam. And our first countywide elected us to elect our first Asian American to Chicago citywide office, Amaya Pawar, for city treasurer. There is a saying that you are either at the table or you are on the menu. And we, for once, are at the table. You are at the table. If you have an issue, from changing the name of the Oriental Theater for adoptees, from immigrant services to fair contracting, we are here to help. We are the Joint Asian American Leaders Caucus. We are here because of you, and we are here for you. Thank you all.
I want to acknowledge and bring out to the stage Maine Township High School. We've also got some judges and associate judges here. Appellate Court Justice Jesse Reyes, who is also president of Diversity Foundation.
Also, Circuit Court Judge Anjana Hansen, or Anjana Hansen.
Circuit Court Judge Robert Harris.
Associate Judge Israel DeSerto.
Associate Judge William Yu.
And right now we're going to just pause for a quick photo op with these people here.
Can they all come closer? I know, right?
We are blessed to work with Aurora every day, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
And now we'll be bringing up our Pan-Asian sponsor representative, Barbara Bubutsis from Country Financial.
Thank you. On behalf of Country Financial, I want to say that we're not only excited to be here as sponsors, but we really are looking to make meaningful partnership here. Aurora and I have been talking about some creative ways that we can continue to engage and be an active part of the community. If you're not familiar with Country Financial, we are hiring. We offer a $1,000 bonus if you send someone our way and we end up hiring them. Our goal is to mirror the community. And as you look around this room, you can see clearly that we have a wonderful opportunity to mirror a lot of different communities. So thank you so much, and we look forward to being an even more involved partner. Thank you.
She's for us, she's among us, and she's here with us tonight. So I introduce you, Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky.
Thank you so much, Aurora Ostiaco. It's been so wonderful being your friend all these years. And I am absolutely thrilled to be here at the Asian American Coalition of Chicago 36th annual Lunar New Year event and celebration. So Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. I am so honored to be here with so many of my good friends and new friends. And I know that every year a different community hosts this event. And this year, of course, it's the Filipino community. But I want you to know that I am so proud to have 2 Filipino Americans on my staff. My suburban director, Ann Lamoco. You're taking pictures right now. Turn around, Ann, and let everybody see you. Yeah. And Abby Eusebio, who does a lot of my consumer constituent advocacy. So it's really an honor, and actually, I only have 8 staff in Chicago, so a quarter of my staff, you should know, are Filipina. There are now 20 members of the United States Congress. You know, we have Tammy Duckworth, we have Raja Krishnamurthy in the House, Tammy in the Senate, that are from the Asian American community. But altogether 20, big enough for a caucus. And KPAC, the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, which I'm a member of. You don't have to be Asian to be in it, so I wanted to be in it. And we represent the issues, the civil rights issues, etc., that face the Asian community. But I think one of the great things that is happening now is the diverse participation that we have in the Congress. In the House of Representatives, we are the most diverse caucus since the 2018 election. And we have more women than ever. Just wanted to mention that to my women friends. The Democrats just increased the numbers in the House of Representatives by 40%. There are now over 100 women in the Congress of the United States of America. And so we're very proud to see all kinds of diversity. I was so touched by Tina Chen's story about her parents who came here as immigrants, and would they have ever dreamed that their daughter would be flying on Air Force One as the Chief of Staff to the First Lady. So I want to tell you my immigrant story. I'm a first-generation American. Neither of my parents was born in the United States of America. They came as small children with their parents much earlier in the last century, fleeing from oppression in Russia, where Jews were under attack, and came to the United States, settled down in Chicago. My grandfather was a peddler. I would go to his house, to their house, with my folks in Humboldt Park, and the first thing I would do, this is how old I am, I'd run out to the barn, which of course is now the garage, and there was Teddy the horse, who would every morning, along with my grandfather before dawn, go and fill the wagon with vegetables that my grandfather would carry up in big sacks up the stairs in the alleys of Humboldt Park. He and my grandmother had 4 children. All of them went to college. And their granddaughter, and I'm sure they never dreamed of this, is a member of the United States Congress. But my friends, this is not an odd immigrant story. This is in many ways a typical immigrant story of people coming, working hard, making a good life, and their children and their grandchildren making all kinds of progress and creating businesses and being in academia and being in boardrooms. Because it's the best of the best that take the chance to come to the United States as immigrants, willing to leave their families, their language, their communities, and make the trip to seek a better life. So We are so proud of our immigrant community because it is what has made America great. We don't need to make America great again. It's the immigrant communities. That's who we are. Look around this room. This is what America looks like. So, every day in Congress, it's really been distressing to me to hear the kind of demonization of immigrant people, as if somehow America is separate from them. You know, it's not just America helping immigrants. The immigrants have made America. It's immigrants who are more likely to own their own homes than native-born Americans. It is immigrants who are starting businesses and being innovators. It is immigrants when you go to the hospital or to your doctor, very often are immigrants or among the immigrant generations. And every generation in the United States of America has been energized and refreshed and made better because of the populations that are coming to the United States of America. And so when I hear Donald Trump demonizing immigrants, when he wants to slam the door of America on immigrants who are fleeing for their lives or coming for a better life for their children, it hurts in a very personal way to me. And we need to reject this message of exclusion, of hate, and stop what we're doing. And when I think about the Statue of Liberty right now, I see the Statue of Liberty weeping. We want to be that beacon that welcomes people from all over the world. And finally, yes, thank you. And finally, let me just say that we have a real challenge. You heard it earlier in the program. Aurora talked about this. Next year is the year of the census, where we count every person living in America. Now you notice I did not say citizens, I didn't say green card holders, I said every person that lives in the United States of America. That will be a challenge. This will be a special challenge in 2020 because there are many people right now who are afraid to put their name on a piece of paper and be counted. I want you to know that the census information is held sequestered, never revealed to anyone except for the very few people at the Census Bureau. And why is it important? Because billions and billions of dollars are distributed around the country based on population. So if you want some development in your community, if you want to make sure that people in your family get Medicaid or Medicare, if you want to be sure that there are infrastructure projects that you need in the city of Chicago or in the suburbs, we need those dollars to come to the communities. We need you to sign the census. Here's what I want to suggest to you. The census will be hiring thousands of people. These are short-term but good jobs. And so I want to encourage you to get people from the Asian community, from the Filipino community, to participate in actually going door to door and talking to people about enrolling in the census. informing them not to be afraid to sign their name. Now, right now, unfortunately, the Supreme Court wants to put a box on the census form that you have to check off whether you're a citizen or not. We're hoping that the Supreme Court will turn that down. But even if they don't, I want to implore you that if you want to help the communities, you need to get people on the census. The other thing is, congressional districts are based on, your representation in Congress is based on how many people are signing up for the census. And so if you don't want to lose another district in Illinois, we have to contribute by helping people sign up. Okay, here's my last point. It's about political engagement. You met so many Asian Americans and others now that run for Congress, that run for the state legislature, that run for local office. And I want to encourage people who have ever had a thought about running for office, this is the time. The voters are looking for people who represent their communities, a diverse faces. I know that at the local level, at the trustee level, at the alderman level, at the school board, at the library district, all of these are very, very important. And now you've got some leaders that can help you. So I especially want to talk to the young people and say, think about yourself running for office and being a leader. You've made tremendous progress. The Asian American community is the largest growing community of immigrants in the whole country. It's growing by leaps and bounds, and in the Chicago area alone, there are 660,000 Asian Americans. It's fabulous. And so, be there when the city council meets, be there when the legislature meets, decide to run for office. We need you to do that. So I'm going to end here just by saying a big thank you. It's an honor for me to represent one of the most diverse districts in the United States of America. And we are so proud to celebrate events like this, to bring people together, and to honor every single person in our district. Thank you so much.
19 presented to Honorable Jan Schakowsky, U.S. Representative, 9th District, Illinois, and keynote speaker, honoring you for your generous commitment of time, support, and the 36th annual Lunar New Year celebration. Thank you.
Congresswoman, thank you. Another round of applause for Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky. And True Public Servant, thank you. Thank you. And we're pleased to have another.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't come here to check on your driver's license or your state ID. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful occasion tonight. I've had the great pleasure of serving as your secretary, and I want to thank you for the job. And thank you again for allowing me to receive the greatest number of votes in the history of the state of Illinois this last election. It's important for you to always get registered to vote and come out and discharge your civic responsibilities. We have a lot of Asians who are running for the various offices across this wonderful state of ours. It's important for you, number one, to get registered to vote. Number two, come out and vote and support those wonderful individuals. We have a young man here by the name of Nafis Rahman. Nafis is running for mayor of Schaumburg, and I was with him last night, and I feel that he's going to become the next mayor of the city of Schaumburg. I run the largest Secretary of State office in the nation with almost 4,000 employees, a $396 million budget, 130 offices, 23 agencies, corporate finance and securities, keeping the seal, quota claims, this goes on. And I believe that with my philosophy of life, which is to help make the roads of Illinois the safest ever, we are going to achieve that goal. Special thanks to the Filipinos who are hosting this wonderful event tonight. Mabuhay. And by the way, I'm pretty good with tinikling with the bamboo bowls. So enjoy this wonderful day. Thank you for giving, thank you for caring, and thank you for making a difference. And the census is taking place as we speak. Make sure you are counted, make sure you are registered to vote, and make sure you come out and discharge your civic responsibilities. With that, enjoy this wonderful day. And of course, we're counting you to always remember, when you come through this world and become successful, you give back, but you must do something good for someone every day. Thank you.
Secretary, thank you.
All right, now we're going to move on to our Community Service Awards. And for that, I would like to introduce you to the Philippine Consul General Hamoralen and DePaul University President Dr. Gabriel Esteban and Senator Laura Murphy.
We're going to have Philippine Consul General Hamoralen come up to say a few words.
Greetings to everybody, and it is my pleasure to be here tonight, and being the first time that I graced this important event, having arrived here in Chicago a year ago. I'm really amazed at the diversity and inclusivity of the whole coalition, coalition in Chicago for organizing this event, and particularly to the Filipino community, particularly the chair of this year's event, Aurora Astriaco, for hosting this event. Thank you very much for this warm hospitality, and also my congratulations to the Asian American community for the vibrancy and dynamism that you put into the U.S. I hope the Asian American Coalition will continue politically, culturally, economically for our Asian community here in Chicago. Thank you very much.
President of the Chinatown Museum Foundation. A retired CPS teacher, she continues to serve the community with various organizations such as the Chicago Cultural Alliance and the Coalition for a Better Chinese American Community. Retirement has not slowed her down. She also volunteers at the Field Museum and the Chinese American Museum of Chicago. Congratulations to Ms. Sulan Moore.
All right, our next award will go to the Filipino community, and from there, we have Dr. Nida Blancas Arnaez. Dr. Blancas Arnaez has an esteemed career in medicine spanning the roles of a practicing physician for almost 35 numerous awards, and has she had published several interesting journal articles with her students in the Pediatric Annals and consultants for pediatricians. She believes service to mankind is the greatest anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Nida Blancas Arnaez.
From the Indian community, Mr. An electrical engineer, mathematician, and information technology project management professional. Quite the impressive resume. Mr. Considerable amount of time representing the Asian American community through various organizations, such as the Asian American Business Resource Council and National Association of Asian American Professionals. As a board member and past president of Punjabi Cultural Society, Mr. Singh Gurn contributes in almost every club activity since 2007. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Balwinder Singh Gurn.
Representing the Indonesian community, Ms. Felicia Cristanto. Born in Indonesia, upon completing high school in Jakarta, Ms. Cristanto continued her education in America, earning a bachelor degree in accounting from Purdue University. Beyond Mountains by Stacy Kidder invoked a desire so strong that she wanted to dedicate her life to a mission that utilized her skills to help others, an active contributor in the Indonesian and greater Asian American community in the Chicagoland area. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Felicia Cristanto.
Mr. Tatsu Aoki from the Japanese community. A prolific composer and performer of traditional and experimental music forms, as well as a filmmaker and educator. American community. He is the founder and artistic director of the Chicago Asian American Jazz Festival. Mr. Aoki, his contribution to Chicago's art scene has attracted recognition from many sources, including the Foreign Ministry in Japan's prestigious Commendation for the Promotion of Japanese Culture in Mayumi Project Ensemble was named the official musical director for Yoko Ono's Skylanding installation in Chicago's Jackson Park in 2016. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Tatsu Aoki.
And from the Korean community, Dr. Kyung-moon Lee. Dr. Lee, or Mr. Lee, excuse me, is a chairman of the board of directors of the Korean American Association of Chicago. Emigrating from Korea, Mr. Lee's American successful entrepreneur. With that, Mr. Lee incorporated Overseas Commodity and Seed Company in the 1990s and finally became the owner and president of the Overseas Merchandising Corporation, a widely recognized import and export corporation for agricultural goods in the U.S. and Korea. Kyung-moon Lee.
Representing the Malaysian community, Ms. Belinda came to Chicago in 1999. Being new in the country, she learned firsthand the experience of getting to know people from various cultures. Actively served as a committee member in the Malaysian Club of Chicago, where she has been a two-term vice president from 2006 to 2009. She actively supports activities to enhance cultural awareness and fosters unity within the community. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Belinda Ng.
From the Pakistani community, Ms. Sadat Jabaid. A scientist, educator, and entrepreneur, she's well known for being the co-founder of the Illinois Muslims, a platform for creative millennial Muslims. Ms. Jabaid began her career as a molecular and cellular biologist, honing her use of research and data-driven approaches to the field of science. After completing her master's from the University of Illinois and went on to teach at CPS, carving a foothold in the education industry, becoming a leader in instructional practice and coaching. Today, her passion lies at the crossroad of cultural programming, education reform, and digital landscaping. Ladies and gentlemen, let's join me in congratulating Ms. Sadat Jabaid.
Representing the Thai community, Ms. Sucharit Benjakul. After attending nursing school upon arriving in Chicago in 1961, she began working as a nurse. While raising 3 children, she earned a master's degree in public administration from Roosevelt University, eventually becoming an inspector for the City of Chicago Board of Health. Recognizing the need for students to receive job training, she began teaching nursing on weekends and evenings at Truman College. In partnership with the Illinois State Board of Public Health and Truman College, she developed a nursing curriculum that provided nursing students with practical hands-on training in nursing homes as part of their nursing assistant training. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sucharit Benjakul.
All right, now let's see. We're moving on to the Vietnamese community, Mr. Duc Ngoc Dang. Mr. Dang has volunteered every Sunday since 1996 at the Viet Truc Lam Youth Association. There, Mr. Dang provides guidance and education to the Vietnamese youth in Chicago and surrounding suburbs. Not only does Mr. Dang, who owns his construction business, spend Sundays providing guidance and education to Vietnamese youth, he utilizes his skills and experience to his community, rating homes, and provides home improvements for those less fortunate, free of charge. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Duc Ngoc Dang.
A round of applause for all of our Community Services Award recipients, these distinguished individuals, the bar community. Congratulations.
Now we're going to get a group photo, but I seem to be ready.
Photos.
Derek has helped plan and implemented 2 community town hall meetings on the development on development and homelessness. So please join us in congratulating Derek.
Ms. Jade Mosquera from the Filipino community is a senior at DePaul College Prep in Chicago. Yes, Jade believes in inspiration. She believes it arises from faith and through service. An outstanding student, achieving academically every year, Jade volunteers for the Mission Club and Giving Circle. She regularly performs fundraising and other volunteer jobs for the Greater Chicago Area Peace Association, Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, and Misericordia. Let's congratulate Jade.
From the Indian community, Julian Lalwani Dudley. Julian volunteers weekly at Habitat for Humanity, and since the age of 2, alongside and has spent Thanksgiving Day each year serving the homeless. He's very active in Best Buddies, spending his junior and senior year in leadership roles, promoting inclusion, friendship, and community between students with developmental disabilities and their peers without disabilities. Congratulations, Julian.
Mr. Yoga Mahartoyasa from the Indonesian community is a senior majoring in computer science at Barrett, the Honors College of Arizona State University.
That looks like your grandson.
He volunteered at the School of Earth Space Exploration, Arizona State Underwater Robotics. He has also participated in the Indonesian Performing Arts of Chicago, IPAC, Children's Gamelan Group, where he has performed in the Batik Festival in 2009 and the Skokie Festival of Cultures. Yoga has been involved in the Asian American Coalition of Chicago for the past 10 years. And warm round of applause for Mr. Yoga Mahartoyasa.
Next, from the Japanese community, Mr. Kelso Yukio Matsunaga. Kelso is a sophomore at DePaul College Prep, and he descends of Nez who resettled in Chicago from the Gila River War Relocation Center as a result of Executive Order 9066. Growing up among Chicago's Nisei community, Kelso benefited from programs such as the Sansei Yonsei Athletic Association, where he now volunteers extensively as youth coach. Please join us and congratulate Mr. Kelso Yukio Matsunaga.
From the Korean community, Miss Monica Yu is a junior at New Trier High School. She loves learning about East Asian cultures and is a member of the Chinese Music and Arts Club. Volunteering at the Korean American, she has learned more about Korean culture. As Monica aspires to own her own business someday, she will continue to assist more Koreans as well as other Asians to help better connect with American society. Miss Monica Yu.
From the Malaysian community, Mr. Matthew Lee. And Toke the chant. A sophomore at Naperville High School, Matthew has been in Taekwondo since he was 5 years old. A leader in his dojo, he goes in an hour before his own class and volunteers students. Matthew also volunteers with many outreach programs such as Feed My Starving Children and Sleep Out Saturday to raise awareness about family homelessness. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matthew Lee.
From the Pakistani community, Miss Roma Hamid. She's an active member at the Phi Mu sorority whose philanthropy supports the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Roma is involved in community service and is a member of PACE, tutoring at DePaul, which helps students with their studies in public elementary schools. With her love for animals, Roma enjoyed being a veterinary intern at Barrington Square Animal Hospital. Congratulations, Miss Roma Hamid.
And from the Thai community, Ms. Vanessa June Opakin, who's a junior at Trinity High School, and with her first language being Thai, Vanessa struggled with English in her first, and as a quiet and timid child, she longed to become one of the strong and confident young women that she saw in her life. After entering high school, Vanessa met a group of students from different cultures, backgrounds, and experiences, and yet they were equally respected and respectful to each other. Witnessing her friends thrive, she was inspired to do the same. And with this newfound motivation, Vanessa hopes to finally become that she seeks to be. Please join us and congratulate Miss Vanessa Jane Opake.
Mr. Botam Allen Tran from the Vietnamese community is a senior at Lakeview High School. Botam has actively participated while learning Vietnamese language, culture, history, and Buddhism at Tru Lam Temple. As a member of the Tru Lam Youth Association, he volunteers to perform Vietnamese traditional dance, dragon dance, around in the Vietnamese community. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Botam Allen Tran.
Let's all give these amazing and talented youths and future leaders a The Filipino culture believes in bringing the center of each of your tables, you'll notice a beautiful orchid. These orchids you're able to take them home with you, and on the table is an envelope, and they're asking if you would like to take them home for a donation of up to $25, okay?